Be careful. This person is planning to. God says be careful. This is not a suggestion. This is not a soft whisper. This is the roar of heaven speaking directly into your life. Be careful. Because someone has been pretending, someone has been smiling in your face, speaking your name with sweetness, but in the quiet places of their soul, they are planning your harm. This is not just emotional betrayal. This is spiritual war. And God is not going to stay silent about it any longer. You were protected even before you knew there was danger. But now the danger is rising. The plan is almost in motion. Their intention has solidified. And if you don't open your eyes now, you'll walk straight into the trap they've designed behind your back. Be careful. This person is planning to harm you. This warning is not out of fear. This is your wake-up call. You've been too trusting. You've been too gentle with those who study your every move, not out of love, but with the cold precision of someone who intends to use that knowledge against you. They are not your friend. They are not your ally. They are not neutral. They are hiding behind smiles, compliments, and false stories. But their heart is rotten with envy. They stare at your light with jealousy. They are consumed by thoughts of your success, your growth, your strength. It bothers them that you survived what was meant to destroy you. They never expected you to rise. And now, instead of celebrating with you, they are scheming in darkness. You know exactly who God is talking about. Their name is rising in your chest as you read this. Your stomach is already turning. That's not anxiety. That's your spirit remembering what your flesh tried to forget. There were signs. So many signs. Their energy shifted suddenly. They began watching you differently. They ask too many questions. They laugh when nothing is funny. They become distant when you're thriving and overly present when you're broken. That's not coincidence. That's strategy. Because your pain comforts them, and your joy threatens them. Stop making excuses for their strange behavior. Stop convincing yourself they mean well. They don't. You were trained to see the best in everyone. You were raised to believe that family is always safe, that friends are always loyal, that love cannot be weaponized. But that's not the world you're living in now. You are chosen. You carry favor. You walk with the aroma of divine destiny. And that light, your light, it makes people either worship you or try to destroy you. And the one who is closest to you right now is not worshiping. They are plotting. Be careful. This is not a message you can ignore and revisit later. Every second you delay, their plan becomes more refined. The enemy is patient. Demons don't need to move quickly, they just need you distracted. And you have been. distracted by false loyalty, blinded by shared memories, confused by emotional history. But God says the history you shared with them is not a guarantee of a safe future. History doesn't protect you. Discernment does. And right now, your discernment is being sharpened. That uneasy feeling you get when they text you, that hesitation before you answer their call, that voice that says, "Don't tell them this," that's the Holy Spirit guarding your mouth, your time, your secrets. Their plan is not small. This is not gossip. This is not drama. This is warfare. They are aiming for your peace, your resources, your reputation. In some cases, your very life. They know where you rest. They know who you trust. They know what matters most to you. And they are using that knowledge like a dagger. But what they don't know is that heaven has already intercepted the outcome. You are protected, but not because you're cautious. You are protected because God is merciful. And now He is asking you to wake up, to walk away, to cut ties, to stop giving chances to someone who's already decided to betray you. Be careful. The person you laughed with recently, the one you confided in, the one who seemed just a little too interested in your private business, they are not innocent. Their energy is masking a much darker force. You saw glimpses of it when they mocked someone else's downfall. You heard it in their tone when you told them good news and their smile didn't match their eyes. You felt it when they went silent after you succeeded. These are not small clues. These are divine warnings. There is something they are trying to take from you. An opportunity, a connection, a truth. They are working in silence, hoping you never find out. But God is exposing them. Not later. Now. Their face is being shown. Their plans are unraveling in the spiritual realm. And soon, their mask will fall. You'll see them clearly. Their own words will betray them. Their own actions will contradict what they pretend to believe. They will slip. And when they do, do not rescue them. Do not rationalize their betrayal. Let them fall. Let the truth speak louder than your history with them. You've outgrown them. Spiritually, emotionally, and energetically. That's why they're uncomfortable around you. They see in you what they've failed to become. And instead of growing with you, they've chosen to target you. They think no one sees their secret conversations. But heaven does. The angels have documented every word. God has counted every false gesture. And judgment is coming. You won't have to fight them. God will handle it. Your only job now is obedience. Distance yourself. Stop confiding in them. Block if you must. Pray aggressively. Fast if led. Cover yourself. They are getting desperate, and desperate people make reckless decisions. You are not paranoid. You are not imagining things. You are finally seeing with spiritual eyes what was always there. This person has already started putting energy toward your downfall. But it won't work. What they send out will return to them sevenfold. That is divine law. No weapon formed against you shall prosper. But that does not mean you should walk into the battlefield unguarded. This message is a line in the sand. After today, you can never say you weren't warned. After today, your choices carry consequence. Choose to believe the warning. Choose to act. Because the person you are thinking of right now, the one your spirit keeps pointing to, they are not safe. And God doesn't want you wounded trying to prove your love to someone who has none left for you. Be careful. Protect your mind. Speak less. Reveal less. Observe more. Watch how they respond when you win. Watch how they react when others praise you. Watch what they do when you are quiet. Do they check in with love or wait like vultures? These are the signs. And you've been seeing them. You just didn't know how loud they were until heaven put them into words. You are not alone. Angels are walking with you. Archangel Michael is standing by your side, his sword raised, not to strike, but to shield. You are covered, but now you must walk wisely. This is your divine escape plan. God is making a way for you to sever what's been poisoning your spirit. Don't wait for more proof. The proof is in the feeling. The uneasiness. The dreams. The heaviness after talking to them. That is enough. Be careful. Be alert. Be prayerful. You are on the edge of a major breakthrough. That's why the attack is intensifying. This betrayal isn't random, it's strategic. The enemy always tries to strike before promotion. But God saw it coming. And that's why He sent this message to you, now, at this very moment. This message is your armor. Wrap it around your spirit. Let it guide your steps. Let it become your clarity. You are not crazy. You are being divinely protected from someone who was sent to harm you. And they will fail. Miserably. Because you listened. Because you obeyed. Because you chose God's voice over familiar lies. This message is for you. Something is moving around you that you haven't noticed with your physical eyes, but your spirit has begun to feel it. Someone has placed a mark on your steps, not because you did something wrong, but because they envy the way heaven loves you. They cannot understand why, despite all the storms that rose against you, you're still standing. And now they've turned to means not of light, not of righteousness, but of hidden, creeping schemes. There is something tracking your movements, not just physically, but spiritually too. A person who pretends to care about you has become entangled with others who whispered their bitterness into this person's heart. They told them lies about you. They stirred jealousy where love once lived. Now this person who once called you a friend, a family member, or a trusted companion has opened a door. And through that door, something was allowed to follow you. Not by coincidence, but by intent. You are being watched. You are being tracked. Not in the way the world thinks of surveillance, but with eyes that wait for your weakness. They want to know when you are alone, when you are tired, when you are broken enough to be influenced. This person has given your name into the hands of people who do not pray, but who chant and curse and summon shadows. They have tried to tether a tracking device to your soul, not one you can see or hold, but one that listens for your pain, for your moments of doubt, for the hours when you feel abandoned. You've probably already felt it. That strange sense that you're not alone even when no one is in the room. That unsettling silence that suddenly turns heavy when you think of a certain person. That pull of anxiety when you're about to take a step forward in your life. These are not coincidences. This is what they tried to do. And yet, I have seen the device. I have seen the person. And I have marked you with a covering they can never touch. This message is for you because this is not the time to panic, but to understand the reason behind the emotional storms you've been walking through. Have you not noticed how certain doors seem to close just before you reached them? Have you not wondered why your sleep became restless or why your phone rings, and the name on the screen brings an unexplainable weight to your heart? They didn't put something under your pillow. They didn't hide it in your clothes. They used access. They used familiarity. They used your trust. Because someone who is familiar with your daily patterns gave permission for your soul to be monitored. They are trying to measure your next move. They are trying to stay 10 steps ahead of you by watching where you step now. But heaven is always 20 steps ahead of them. This message is for you. You were not meant to find this message today by coincidence. Heaven orchestrated this moment so you would be reminded, no tracking device, no monitoring spirit, no whisper from hell has the power to override the covenant God has placed over your life. But you must be alert. You must be wise. Because the ones who tried to track you are watching to see if their plans are working. Do not call them. Do not explain yourself. They are not waiting for your apology, they are waiting to hear your weariness. If they detect your sorrow, they will try again. But you must shut every gate now. Lock the doors of your spirit. Keep your mouth silent around those who once had access. Not everyone who laughs with you is loyal to your name. There is a person who pretended to be your support but is now using spiritual access to feed information to those who want your downfall. This person has been speaking your name in rooms where your feet have never stepped. They are describing you to strangers as if they know your whole heart. But they do not know the conversations you have in the midnight hour. They do not know the tears you cry in secret. They do not know the way your soul clings to God when everything around you collapses. What they know is what they've stolen. What they see is what they've tracked. What they want is your delay. But what they will witness is your deliverance. This message is for you. Someone wanted to interfere with your relationships. That's why misunderstandings have been increasing. That's why people are misinterpreting your words. That's why those closest to you have been pulling away. The spiritual tracking device placed against you is not just about your location, it's about your favor. They are trying to study the way you rise. They are trying to delay your testimony. And most of all, they are trying to make you afraid of trusting anyone ever again. Because if you stop trusting, you will isolate. And if you isolate, you will become an easy target for emotional warfare. But the angels of the Lord have been assigned to your side. Even now, as you read this, something is being broken in the spiritual realm. The fire of God is going before you, burning up every tracking system they tried to activate. What was invisible to your eyes is now being revealed to your spirit. You will begin to notice strange patterns, messages sent at odd hours, accidental phone calls, strange behavior from someone close to you. This is not paranoia. This is exposure. Heaven is revealing what they tried to do in secret. Because you are too important to be left unaware. This message is for you. You couldn't explain it, but it lingered for days. That was the night they tried to activate something against you. They spoke against your destiny. They consulted those who use charms and incantations. They didn't do it physically near you, but spiritually, they tried to plant something. They wanted to tie your name to confusion. They wanted to make your progress feel like sinking sand. But heaven interrupted it. That's why they're angry now. That's why they're trying harder. Because the first assignment failed. And now they're watching to see how you move. This message is for you. You've been feeling tired without reason. Emotionally drained even when you've rested. It's not your body that is weary, it's your spirit that has been fighting off invisible intrusions. That feeling of heaviness when you open certain texts. That strange chill that comes over you after certain phone calls. You are not imagining these things. There is energy moving behind the curtain. But do not fear. You are not alone. Something is shifting in your favor now. The same person who tracked you will soon be exposed. God is rearranging your life to remove them from positions of influence. This message is for you. There's a reason why the plans you thought would come through this week were delayed. Not because you weren't ready, but because heaven knew someone was watching your next step and intended to sabotage it. So God rerouted the breakthrough, not to deny you, but to protect the purity of what's coming. It's still on the way, but now it's guarded. Now it's protected. And now the tracking will be blocked. There's more. You must be careful with your photos. You must be cautious about what you post. Some of them are using your image in ways you don't understand. They are showing your face to people who use spiritual discernment not for good, but for manipulation. They are trying to locate you spiritually through a picture. But the Lord is now cloaking your identity in the Spirit. They will no longer be able to see you clearly. What they saw yesterday will blur into confusion today. Your name in their mouth will now taste bitter. Your image in their hands will lose its power. Because heaven has covered you with an anointing that breaks visibility from wicked eyes. This message is for you. You may begin to feel like people are randomly distancing themselves. Let them. Don't try to explain. Don't beg for understanding. Because God is separating the watchers from the warriors. You are not being abandoned, you are being hidden. You are not being punished, you are being preserved. The ones who used to have access to your schedule, your plans, your emotions, are being removed for your own protection. You are not cursed. You are chosen. And that's why they are so desperate to follow you. They know something is about to shift in your life. They've seen glimpses of your future, and it terrifies them. They want to stop it. They want to intercept the joy that's on the way. They want to record your patterns so they can anticipate your moves. But they forgot one thing: your God is unpredictable. Your steps are ordered by a power no human eye can trace. And no tracking device can map the movement of grace. This message is for you. Someone you love deeply knelt down and cried last night because they feel you slipping away, and they don't know how to explain the pressure they feel from the people around them. They were dragged into something spiritual they don't fully understand. They let someone speak against you in their presence. And though they didn't participate, they also didn't stop it. And now they feel the weight of guilt. Heaven has seen this too. And mercy is still available. But you must pray. Pray for their eyes to be opened. Pray for their heart to be restored. Because the people around them have been trying to use them to gain access to you. It is almost over. The exposure is near. You will overhear something. You will be shown a conversation. A name will be revealed. A message will be sent to you by mistake. It won't be from the person you expect, but through that moment, the entire plot will unravel. Then you will know why you felt what you felt. Why your spirit stirred even when everything looked normal. Why peace was delayed for a season. Because someone you trusted allowed someone else to place a device, a spiritual tag, on your path. This message is for you.